The debate between console and PC gaming is long-standing, with each platform offering unique advantages.
And with 130,000 subscribers, I can't wait to hear your reasoning for that. I'm sure with 130K, you had to have some brain in there to get to this point. You gotta have some brain in there to make this video and make some really awesome discussion points and, jeez. Whatever. 130,000 subs, 1.7K views after 3 weeks. That's fun. This will be awesome. I usually don't like bringing up people's sub counts or view counts, and I like to just, critique the things they say and respond to the actual arguments they're making. But when the deficit is this big, I can't help but at least point it out,
After spending my whole life on a gaming PCs, I made up the decision. So here I am making this video while having a PS5 over a PC on my desk.
Got it. So you were on PC your whole life, you've been a PC gamer your whole life, but you just switched to PS5. Which is a very bizarre change to be making for an actual PC gamer, at least in my opinion. I went from console to PC back in like 2017, 2018, and I gotta tell you, there's really nothing that could bring me back to console at this point. So for you to be on PC this whole time and then switch to PS5, you must have some knowledge that none of us have ever thought of. You better have some blammo points coming up, because I can't think of a single reason why you would do this. And even if you're a super console-centric guy, I think you have to agree with that. If you've been on PC the whole time, you've been a PC gamer through and through, really, what do you have on the console over us? You don't have a hardware advantage, you don't have a pricing advantage once you're already in the hobby, so like the cost of the initial entry into the hardware shouldn't be much of a factor here because you're already a PC gamer. You have more games, you have cheaper games, you have much better future proofing, you have much better backwards compatibility, you have much better peripheral options. Really, what do you got? A lot of people go from console to PC. Not many people actually go from PC back to console.
As a first point, let's talk about its simplicity and convenience. Consoles offers a straightforward plug-and-play experience that is hard to match.
Oh my god. So when I was going on about how excited I was to hear your really unique perspective and your unique points, you were actually just going to do the same points everyone else makes. Awesome. My disappointment is immeasurable. And my day is ruined.
When you purchase a console, you can start playing games almost immediately.
That's not true. When you first set up a console, and when you first set up a PC, the setup processes are basically the same. There's a bunch of system updates, a bunch of initial software updates, and then you download or install a game, and then you play. If one is plug and play, the other is too. Consoles used to be plug and play back in like the PS2 era. I would argue the Xbox 360 era up to a certain point. But the consoles have not been plug and play over the PC for like over a decade now. It's not that it's a complicated process, but if one of these things is plug and play, the other one has to be as well because the process is virtually the same.
Without the need for an extensive setup or configurations.
Once the PC is on your desk, there's no need for that either. Like, what?
PCs, on the other hand, often require installation of drivers,
which 90% of the time happen in the background and take like 20 seconds if you do notice them happening. And the other 10% of the time where you actually have to manually click the download driver button, oh no, that's 5 minutes of my life gone every few months. What a wonderful point this is. What a huge hurdle in front of me this is.
Software updates.
Oh, apparently PCs have software updates, consoles don't. That's news to me.
Settings before they're fully operational. Also, a huge advantage of consoles is fact of having just two types of settings. 60 FPS mode or better graphics.
Yes, tell me more about having only two options is better than having more than two options. I would love to hear just how on its face having less options is an advantage.
Yes, on a PC I would probably have both in once.
But that's worse somehow.
But I would have to find the most perfect settings for my actual setup.
Right. Fine-tuning the game is a good thing. It's an option you have. You don't have to do it. I love when console dudes try to make the settings argument and try to be like, oh, the PC, there's just so many settings and it's just simpler on the console. You know presets exist, right? Like, have you ever touched a PC game? Usually at the top of the graphics menu, there will be a preset for low, medium, high, ultra. If you don't want to manually go down every setting, you literally do not have to.
Cost effectiveness. This tends to be no longer true as the matching PC parts are getting quite cheap.
It's no longer true, but we're bringing it up anyways as a major point.
But still, when it comes to the initial investment, consoles are typically more affordable than gaming PCs.
Yes, a console is usually cheaper than a gaming PC. Literally everything else about it is more expensive. Every single thing about the console, other than the entry price, is more expensive. And like you said just now, the entry price doesn't even have to be more expensive, so why are you even bringing this up? What is to be gained by putting this in the viewer's head?
A high-end gaming PC can cost several times more than the latest console.
My face when the thing that costs more money is a better product.
Moreover, while PCs offer the potential for upgrades, these upgrades can be quite costly.
Oh, PC upgrades are costly. Meanwhile, the consoles have no upgrades, and when they finally do get upgrades, you upgrade the entire machine or none of the machine. I am begging you to tell me more about how the upgrade situation on PC is worse than the upgrade situation on console. I need to hear your reasoning here.
Consoles, by contrast, provide a stable and consistent gaming experience throughout their lifespan without the need for frequent and expensive hardware upgrades.
Oh, you're just not going to explain. Your explanation is literally, it doesn't exist on console, so it's better than on PC. Like, that's actually the point you're making. It doesn't exist on console, so it's better than PC. Bro, this is bad. How many subscribers did you have again? 130,000? I wonder where all those viewers went. I can't imagine where they've gone.
This makes consoles a more budget-friendly option
for the exact moment that you buy the machines. That is literally the only time where a console is a better budget option. For the exact moment you buy the machine. Because again, every single other thing on the console is more expensive than the PC counterpart. Every single thing. Games are more expensive because there is a minuscule console key marketplace and there are not multiple storefronts trying to give you a better deal and get your business. Controllers are more expensive because there's only a handful of companies actually making them. You have to pay to play your own games online on the console. On the PC, you don't. Subscription services are often cheaper on PC or at worst the same price as they are on console. And when the dreaded time comes to upgrade some hardware on your computer, you can sell the part that you are replacing to make a bunch of the money back, because due to the fact that there are so many companies trying to sell you a better piece of hardware, that means there is a thriving used parts marketplace because so many PC gamers are upgrading their machines, which means there are tons of perfect working used PC parts that are being sold every single day. When the marketplace is open and the hardware is open, there is constant innovation and constant competition to get your money, to get your business, and that means you have a better experience and a cheaper experience as a consumer. This does not exist on the consoles. The fact that you're trying to frame this as a positive thing is wild.
For many gamers, particularly those who want a high-quality gaming experience without breaking the bank.
Define breaking the bank. Because if you want the high definition, high quality experience of consoles, that means you have to get one of the more expensive models. And those more expensive models are not exactly cheap pieces of hardware, nor are they that much cheaper than an equivalent gaming PC. I've seen plenty of people actually build equivalent gaming PCs for the same price as the consoles, depending on the availability of used parts. But even if you're buying new parts, or if you're buying like the average used price for the parts to make a console equivalent PC, it's not even that much more expensive. So again, define breaking the bank. You won't. You save a few $100s on the hardware purchase if you go with the console over the PC. But like I said, every other thing on the console is more expensive, so that money you saved is going to go away very quickly.
Longevity and stability.
Oh, I cannot wait to hear this one. I cannot wait to hear this one. Consoles are so stable and they have such longevity, which is why you're still getting sub 1080p resolution in order to maintain a half-decent frame rate. And by half-decent, I mean 30 to 40 FPS. Like it's fucking 2008.
Consoles are built to provide a stable and reliable gaming experience over several years.
Which is why they have pro models, right? The console's designed to give you a stable and long-term experience. Then why do you have to upgrade the whole fucking thing a few years into the generation? Just because the console continues to exist for a certain amount of time doesn't mean it's actually a smart purchase or a actual viable benchmark for that whole amount of time. Quite the opposite, because these are machines that are designed to be mass-produced and not too expensive for the average consumer. That part's gotten thrown out the window recently, but you know what I'm trying to say. And they're usually designed 1.5 to 2 years before they actually launch. Like, that's when the hardware's set in stone. So the PS5 dropped in 2020. It was probably hardware locked in 2018, 2019. And you're telling me that that piece of 2018, 2019 hardware is going to continue giving you a good, solid benchmark AAA gaming experience in 2024? No, that's just not true. That's just not what's happening. You look around you and you can see that's not what's happening. 30 FPS caps are everywhere. Sub 1080p resolutions are everywhere. Crashes and frame drops and terrible optimization is everywhere. Just because the console continues to exist on the market doesn't mean that's a sign that it is a good technical product.
Unlike PCs, which might require frequent hardware upgrades to keep up with the latest games.
It might require that. Do you hear the wording there? It might require that. Console is better because of a hypothetical. Love it.
Consoles are optimized to run games consistently well throughout their life cycle.
Just because they're optimized doesn't mean they run well. Those two things are not mutually exclusive. You can be optimized for the console and still run like garbage because the consoles are underpowered. You see how that works? You can do all the optimization you want, but at the end of the day, there's going to be a hard cap on the kind of experience you can give the player with the game that you're trying to put on that machine.
The stability is due to the standardized hardware and software environment of consoles.
Actually, you have it completely backwards. That 2018-2019 hardware trying to run modern graphics and modern games with modern development and optimization techniques, that's causing two things. It's causing a lack of stability in console games, or if the console game is stable, it's only doing so by kneecapping the performance. And you paid $500 or more for this fucking thing.
Which allows developers to optimize their games specifically for that platform.
Yes, they optimize the game specifically for the hardware. That doesn't mean the hardware is actually good hardware.
As a result, gamers can enjoy a smooth and consistent experience without worrying about the need for constant upgrades.
Oh, you don't need upgrades, guys. It's not that it's not an option for you. It's not that we refuse to give you that option. It's that you don't need it. Gee willikers, I love when corporations tell me what I do and do not need.
Or compatibility issues, making console a more enduring investment in the long run.
Yeah, totally. Consoles are a great investment in the long run. By the way, if you spent extra money on Star Wars Outlaws on PS5 so you could play it 3 days early, you can go eat shit with the spoon because we're going to delete your save and not give it back. You literally paid for nothing on the PS5 for this game. But, stability. It's cool.
As another point, we have a comfort. As the last thing, gaming on a console often offers a more comfortable experience.
Absolutely, completely subjective. Why is it here?
Comfort from playing on the couch, using a controller can be more ergonomic and relaxing.
So build a PC for your couch.
Than sitting at a desk with a mouse and a keyboard. Consoles are typically connected to larger screens.
They don't have to be though. You can connect a console to a smaller screen the same way you can connect a PC to a bigger one. What is this?
Such as televisions, which can provide, I would say, a more relaxing gaming experience.
Yeah, you would say. Not everyone would say. It's not an objective thing. Why is it here?
Coming back to something I mentioned before, the lack of need to tweak settings also provides additional comfort.
So not giving you game settings is more comfortable. Not letting you fine-tune the game's performance to your liking is more comfortable. Console dudes will just say anything now, Jesus.
The overall comfort of console gaming make it an appealing choice for many gamers. All these points have made me decide to stick with my console for now.
So you weren't actually a PC gamer before, got it.
However, I don't rule out the possibility of building a computer in the future.
Wait, so you don't have a gaming PC right now? You're not ruling out the possibility of building a computer in the future, so you don't have one now. Either you sold your PC to get a PS5, which is a fucking bold move, or you just didn't have a PC to begin with, which is kind of the direction I'm leaning right now, because this is just wrong. So much of this is just wrong. All of your points have either been subjective and dumb, or not subjective and just wrong.
For potential streaming or generally to open the door for creating new content.
So you'll get a gaming PC if you can grift on it. Got it. And that's the end of the video. It just hard cuts to black after that. Oh boy. You couldn't put any effort into your points, and so naturally you don't put any effort into the actual editing of your video. I can't stand when YouTubers just hard cut off their videos. I would never do that to you guys. Okay, toodles.